to share with you and share with him a beer. So we're going to talk to Brett Widowmaker Williams, the Gulf Coast Gypsy. Hello, Brett. Obviously, let's tell the audience a little who you are. They probably already know, but for those who don't.
I'm sexy. But other than that, I'm a professional bare knuckle fighter for BKFC. I'm a traveling gypsy fighter for APR. I'm an amateur was an amateur boxer, and I had one MMA fight. Yeah, I'm a multitude of different people, I guess, would be the best way to explain it. But I like a lot of different things. I'm a very eccentric and paradoxical person. And you think that would be the best way to describe me?
Yeah, there's a lot.
The Dead Walk.
So, out of some of my questions that I have, that last fight, how do your hands feel? Like, how's your face feel?
I literally suffered 0 damage. Like, everything's perfectly fine. Yeah, like, literally nothing.
It's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, it's, I actually suffered way more damage in sparring and training than I did for the actual fucking fight.
On your face, I mean, you got a couple clocks in you, but I mean, other than that,
I can see right there, there's a little cut.
I mean, those of you that watched the ground fight, if you didn't, go on the BKFC app, go watch it. It was really good. I noticed, and I've been watching you fight for a while, personally filming you fight, and just hanging out the past couple of years. And I noticed, like, there was just this gap, this advancement between your last fight and now, and it was very much, it was cleaner. You looked like you were thinking ahead of time. You were thinking 10 steps ahead of what you were going to do. I mean, you looked like you were hunting. It was crazy. And like, what did you do? Like, what's that change in your fighting style?
Honestly, so like, there's such a big difference between like a traditional boxing, USA boxing style, MMA, and then bare knuckle fighting, and having the underground APR experience and developing techniques with my coach Heath Herndon, and then also being brought up around like bare knuckle fighters like my uncle Darren Dawson and my grandfather Gerald Dawson. Like, these were great bare knuckle fighting men as well.
Really?
And like learning little different things and using that. You have to adapt to the sport itself. You can't just think like, oh, I'm a great boxer, I'm going to go in here and do this bare knuckle thing a little bit. Or I'm a great MMA fighter, I'm going to go in here and do this little bare knuckle thing. It doesn't work like that. And you can see progressively through my bare knuckle fights on the ground up until my professional debut, that there's a similar style, but it has progressed over time, and it's only going to continue to get better.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, that's, again, and I'm pointing to the audience here, and like, this dude trains constantly. And you like to train before work, obviously.
Yeah.
On the weekdays. So, what time are you getting up?
So I get up at 3:30 a.m. every morning, and then what I'll do is I'll stretch a little bit, and then I'll do my own little breath drills, and then I'll either run a few miles if it's getting close to a fight, I'll run like certain intervals, sprint intervals, and do assault bikes and stuff. But other than that, I'll just run like 4 or 5 miles every morning just to get loose.
Fuck that. All right. So, let's see. I got some questions. Let me read some questions, guys, because I've got a couple that was okay. So during the weigh-in, and it was the cool. Like, it was just such a very ninja-y. But what was with the hand?
So I wanted him to look into my third eye and see, like, I knew I was going to curse him. So in the back, we were getting ready or whatever, and, him, like most other people, just posturing super hard.
Hard place.
Yeah, and I'm chanting So Willow into my hand, the same room that I used in chanting in Galder before my fight, and I chanted it, and I chanted it, and I chanted it. So when he looked into my third eye, he knew that I would achieve victory. And what sealed the deal is when he decided to shake my hand. and I was chanting the spells into my hand. So when I opened it, he had to look into my third eye. I'm sure he had no fucking idea what the fuck I was doing. It was just like, all right, this dude's a fucking Fruit Loop. But
Fruit Loop knocked you out, motherfucker.
yeah, I know. But no, it's all part of magic, dude.
All right, so as that comes in, we'll kind of talk about this and where it's gonna go. And my big thing, and I know a lot of you people have got to be wondering. I mean, he's got the tattoos. There's weirdness. You've probably seen a lot of my pictures of him, my videos that I've made with him. You mentioned Gypsy Magic on a lot of other interviews, and I just kind of want you to explain what that means to the audience.
So this is a good time. So I've had a few people ask me, they're like, Gypsy, but you're not Roma, or you're not from the UK or whatever. And I'm like, there's travelers, there's Roma, there's Gypsies, and basically like what encompasses my life is a gypsy. Like I live in different places all the time. I travel for work. I travel for everything I do. I sleep a lot in my Jeep. I got a sweet little wagon set up, and I try to never stay in the same place like a week long. And I delve deep into magic as well. I believe in black magic. It's a silly term that people would like to use, but it's not that it's black, it's just misunderstood. And I'm a big believer in spells, and I chant spells as well. And yeah, I mean, that's essentially, that encompasses a lot of, who I am as a human being.
Yeah, and there's a lot to it, obviously. Shit. All right, so we'll get to some others. So, and I was laughing about this. When you get into the circled square or squared circle, whatever they call it, you're kind of giving a couple of these to the camera. I was like, is Brett trying to seduce me?
So it's funny. It's one of those things like. Dealing with severe generalized anxiety disorder, I try to hone everything in, especially at that time, like right before a fight.
Yeah, you gotta be freaking a little bit, right?
A little bit, but the thing is like keeping as much composure. And my opponent, most fighters are trying to make money, trying to help feed their kids, they're trying to do it for their people, this and this and this and this, but like I'm fighting for my people, and I'm ready to die.
So, with that last punch, what was the throw about that?
So it was something we actually worked. And initially, the biggest thing is like when you get into a little firefight, it's keeping everything short and keeping everything at 90 and not letting it fucking flail out or do like goofy fucking haymaker redneck punches. Like keep everything short and close knit. And I just knew where his chin was. I just knew where to find it. I had such a natural feel and a high IQ for bare knuckle fighting. And I mean, I was already going for the chin, and I knew because he was hitting me way the fuck out here. So I knew he was just kind of like winging punches like that. So I just keep going up close, keep it at 90, and then bam, I found his target.
Yeah, and it really did. I mean,
yeah.
It's so beautiful. I remember I was laying on the couch with my daughter, and she jumped up, and I'm like, whoa! It was big. I know there's a lot of people that are super excited.
Yeah, sure.
I'm obviously one of them. All right, so let's go into some non-fight stuff. Give me 3 songs. 3 songs and why?
3 songs and why? Damn. Love You to Death by Typo Negative.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because I just fucking like.
Yeah, can I get no.
I don't know if it's just like skinny mom or like my
Can I get another one as well? Thank you. So Love You to Death by Typo Negative. Because I'm so infatuated with the idea of I'm such a hyper masculine dude, but I also like want to like just worship a girl and like literally love her to my own death because I have this infatuation with death anyway. Razorblade Kiss by him. Yeah, because
I've never heard that one.
it's a fucking dope one. And it's in the same fucking genre. It's like it's like a toxic love, and it's literally being like every time we kiss, it's a razor blade that causes like pain and agony. And I'm obsessed with it for every horrible reason.
That's ex-wife material. Right?
Yeah, it's every ex-wife material. Appreciate it. And then let's do the third one. What's one I can always Monster by Lady Gaga. Monster by Lady Gaga, of course.
All right, yeah, why not?
She wrote that song about me. I'll leave it at that.
That's some like, you're definitely shirtless on the beach.
Yes,
Yeah, and
yes.
just flexing. I'll post a picture. I dig it. Let's go with, how about, what are you doing? Because it's Friday, by the way. What are you doing this weekend?
This weekend, so I will be headed to North Alabama with my old brothers and associates in my fraternity called the Hurry, and we will be celebrating Midsummer, which is essentially like celebrating the longest day of the year, or the day that the sun is shining the longest, essentially, and essentially like the death of the sun moving forward. And we worship the sun gods on this day, and we'll be honky tonking, fist fighting, doing jiu-jitsu,
Solar pathing.
yeah, doing all the Apollonian shit, and just rejoicing and being grateful to be alive this weekend. And I'm very fucking stoked for it.
Cool, yeah. I mean, it's always been good. Everyone that I've been to, I'll post some cool stuff from the last one. But yeah, that's good stuff. So you're gonna be busy, bit and tired,
Yeah,
filled with oysters.
yeah, a lot of fucking oysters, dude.
Fucking oysters. And drunk. I definitely know that's happening. Everybody will. Let's see. All right, so other than fighting, combat, we'll call it, other than combat, throw me a sport that you like. Soccer that you like. Because when they get hit, they go right there.
No,
And start crying and shit.
Exact opposite. I just think it's cool because it's the biggest international sport in the world. Next to other than two people duking it out, like soccer is, and it's a lot of fun. But it's an international sport where everyone in the world can compete in it. And I have a lot of respect for those dudes. And most importantly, I enjoy playing. I don't watch like football. I don't watch fucking basketball. I don't watch baseball. It's funny. My dad was driving to the MLB. My dad's super fucking self baseball player. But
Really?
yeah, I was the world's worst baseball player ever.
You know, he wanted it. He was just like,
Yeah.
son, like we're gonna.
Yeah, and then somehow it turned out to be a professional bare knuckle fighter. So
I mean, I'd be proud. Just saying.
No, my dad's proud, but yeah, dude, I don't do those other fucking sports. I think they're kind of. I used to be big into them when I was younger, but it's not really my. Just for you, no one else.
Lunchtime. Yeah, it's like the team-based. I mean, I've always kind of like been away from that too, just because you know that somebody that drags you down drags everybody down, and there's nothing you can do about it. You know what I'm saying? So you can't really advance at your pace. You know, and the ADDness, just like you said, the autism that comes with who we are.
The golden autism.
Yeah, it's like you got that.
For the record, he has autism, but so do I. It's cool.
Yeah, we're real autistic. I mean, I probably can't argue that. But like, yeah, with that, it's that like hyper focus, right? And so you can't really hyper focus on team sports.
Yeah,
You're looking at everybody else. You're the one guy that like didn't sleep well that night, and this other dude's hungover. You know, it's just like this is about me and my drive.
Yeah.
This is not about me and my drive with these guys. So
you know, speaking of like hyper focusing, so I'm gonna let y'all in on a little bit of news that no one else knows. Well, people close to me know. So now, 4 weeks ago, by the time it's released, I broke my rib. My legs sparring.
No
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Was I there? Or no, was it?
Yeah, that
You
was
guys
2 weeks
were
after.
smart.
Yeah, one of my training partners, JC, fucking broke my rib doing some sparring. And, you know, a lot of people told me, they were like, don't take the fucking fight, dude. Don't do it, don't do it. And I was like, I'm ready to die, dude. You think this shit's gonna bother me?
No shit. Now here's the thing. So, and I'm just telling you guys this. Like, I've known him for a long time, relatively to me moving down here into the Gulf Coast. And when he says he's ready to die, like he's fucking ready to die. Like, there ain't no shit. Like the shit that dude talks about, like, and no matter how weird or odd it sounds, it is 100% true. I promise you. I've seen some crazy shit. Oh, cheers.
Cheers.
We need to get the cheers. There. Outstanding stuff. Alright. Little dance. We don't really have any more crazy questions that people have been asking. I mean, will you be fighting again in BKFC? I can imagine you will. I mean, that's kind of not even a question.
Yeah, so
With that performance.
I've contacted my manager and I've tried to reach out and contact a few people. I want a 3-fight contract.
Yeah.
But either way, like, I'll fight again. I'm hoping to maybe late September. I've got Guinness to drink right now and beach to enjoy with my people.
Vulcan time, baby.
Yeah, I've got a lot of shit to do right now, but I'll be back to fucking training next week. But either way, I'm hoping like mid to late September, but I'm waiting to see what the BKFC says. And they got a fucking fighter on their hands, so I hope they do give me the opportunity. I'll be like,
Alright, so I guess we gotta restart because it fucking died on us. So APR, when I say APR, I mean American Prize Ring. American Prize Ring. And what is the future? Like, what do you got up the sleeve? Because I know you've been making some talks, been talking to some people, we've been kind of moving around.
We are going to try and apply to a commission to have a route for amateurs to fight, amateurs that want to fight bare knuckle fighting or boxing. We want to provide a rule set and an organization for them to do that, and we fight under the old London Prize rule set. A little history lesson. I wasn't the first, I was the second person. Joe and Jesse were the first. I was the second. Me and Joey Torres.
It's a fucking great fight, dude.
Fucking murderer. We put on a hell of a punch up, and it was the second time that we fought on the old London Prize rules. And how many years was it?
200 something?
Yeah, 200 something fucking years.
I don't know, you'll see. It'll be written down. Yeah.
But you know, we made fucking history, and we want a route for amateurs to do that. So essentially, it would be boxing with some other rules, but with 4-ounce gloves. And the thing is like, if you can let an amateur take a fucking head kick or a knee, why can't you let them box with 4-ounce gloves? If what they want to do is be a professional bare knuckle fighter or a boxer moving forward. So that's where we're moving with APR. We just gotta.
I will say this though, is bare knuckle will stay. I don't want to,
of course.
Don't forget that. It's we're trying to sort of structure how the fights go, and it's always a problem. And I've told you guys this on the Instagram page is we get a lot of people that sign up. A lot of people say, oh yeah, and then at the last minute say no, which seems to be industry standard, right?
Yeah.
It ain't a surprise. But we want to have people that are really into the fight. They're not into getting rich. They're not into just being famous. Granted, I take some wonderful pictures. They'll make anybody famous. But they don't want to. It's not about getting rich and famous. It's about this rule set. It's about the glory. It's about It's about being a gentleman. Right? I mean, it is about the.
It's a gentleman's fight. It's a gentleman's sport, fighting under the old London prize rules. And I'm 4-0, you know, coming up from the bottom, and then, you know,
From a wrestler, for one, just so you know, from a
I was a
wrestler.
Greco-Roman wrestler, and then I went into fucking bare knuckle boxing. But honestly, it was what I was supposed to do the entire time. Like I said, I come from a lineage of bare knuckle fighters. You know, Darren Dawson, my uncle, and my grandfather Gerald Dawson, and rest his soul, my cousin Troy Dawson was a great fighter too. Here. But either way, like, we're gonna do big things with APR.
Yeah, dude.
American Prize Ring on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook.
Yeah.